champions. Premier League champions. Arsenal Football Club 2025-2026 season. Champions. For the first time in 22 years, since 2004. When we still had the likes of Thierry Henry, Ashley Cole, Patrick Vieira, who lifted up the cup then, who was our captain back then, you know. When the whole of London shook because of us. But yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. LLQJ. Welcome back to 2halves1ball, the channel and the home of the Premier League champions. Yeah, I said it. The home of the Premier League champions. West Ham 0, Arsenal 1. TROSSARD, Odegaard, and David Raya. This video right here, this is for every single person who said we bottled it. Even more so that fucking City fan who was drinking and pointing at us a couple of games ago before the Everton game. Even more so for him. You know? This is for every comment that was typical Arsenal, you know? Every time or every time, you know? Every meme that is out there. Every City will cut you. Every Arteta can't win the league. This is for all of you fucking haters, you know? But smash those like buttons if you haven't done so already. It will help push the video to new viewers. Subscribe as well, as you can see on our road to 50 subs. Currently sitting on what? 49. I am almost a champion because what? I'm one away, just one away. Just like Arsenal, one away from officially getting our first target. The same way Arsenal is one away from. But before all of that, in case you missed the live stream, we got rivals tears here. This is Man City, especially Pep Guardiola, all the City players and fans, especially that fucking City fan as well, like I said, with the bottle. And all of you haters who said that we couldn't do it. Let's do a little bit of Leonardo DiCaprio. Ooh, they are tasting sweet. I thought they would be bitter, but they're sweet. Sweet. Let me do it again. Oh, yes. But yeah, guys, let's get to it. The wait is finally over. So before I even start about the match, the wait is finally over. 22 years. You know, because I feel like facts and figures these days get chucked around like it's nothing, you know, and numbers don't exactly land properly, or the facts and figures are miscued or misrepresented by some people out there. But let's put this into perspective. The last time Arsenal won the Premier League was back in 2004, the Invincibles era. Monday, your boy, Mr. LLQJ, was only 10 years old. He'd only just landed in the country, September 2004. I remember, 1st of September 2004. I had actually just missed the celebrations, you know. I just missed the celebration. When we had the likes of Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, Robert Perez, Ashley Cole, Sol Campbell, and the man in goal as well back then, Jens Lehmann. You know, these guys made up the squad that went a whole season, 38 games unbeaten, not a single defeat. And who was at the wheel? The legend himself, Mr. Arsene Wenger. And since that day, we had to wait. It's been long. It's been painful. You know, so much has happened in the world. You know, think about how much your life has changed as well. And through it all, we as Arsenal fans had to sit here, be patient, and quietly wait. We watched Man City lift up the Premier League 5 times. 5 times in that time. We've also watched Liverpool lift it. We've seen Chelsea lift it. We've seen Man United lift it. And even Leicester City as well. Let's not forget Leicester City. Even though they got relegated, they're in League One now. They have won the Premier League. They won the Premier League a lot sooner than we did. You know? And what makes it even more painful, the last 3 seasons, second. What was it? What was the famous lines that you guys like saying? Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Well, I believe this season it's our season. We are finally, Mikel Arteta is finally the bride, not we. Mikel Arteta is finally the bride. We are finally winning. Because you know what? Today at the London Stadium, it was hostile. It was desperate. And it was a ruckus of an atmosphere, if I'm being honest. But Arsenal, we did what we needed to do. We found a way, like we always do. And now the wait is finally over. So, the match. Let's just go through quickly exactly what happened today, because everything happened exactly as you would expect. You remember that season where Man City, I think they were going up against Man United, and Aguero is the one who scored the goal, the famous one where the commentator is shouting, Aguero! Yeah. This was one of those kind of a game. That was that kind of a game, rather, you know. It was dramatic, it was tense, heart-stopping, and ultimately just chef's kiss. Beautiful, beautiful. You know, first half, the first 25 minutes we dominated. Calafiori was everywhere. Like, I don't understand what kind of a left back this guy is. He was everywhere, I kid you not. And in that being everywhere twice on 2 occasions, he came close to scoring. Mavropanos, former Arsenal player, of course, making superb defensive clearances and defensive last-ditch tackles as well. It's great effort from him. But West Ham, again, they were disciplined. Hammerson in goal, he was sharp as well. Soucek, he was winning headers. Fernandes, arguably West Ham's best player today as well, really put our midfield to work. You know, the London Stadium was loud. West Ham fans knew, because again, these guys are languishing in the relegation zone. Like, I even asked at the beginning of the stream, what would you, as Arsenal fans, what would you have preferred if we drew or lost the game and it meant that we had to push the lifting of the Premier League trophy until the last game, but it would in turn mean that Tottenham get into the relegation. So if Leeds do their job tomorrow, that is, of course, caveat. If Leeds do their job tomorrow, they win, then it would have pushed Tottenham back into the relegation zone. Or would you have preferred if we won today like we did, get the Premier League title in the bag, and let's start focusing on the Champions League on the 30th of May? Drop your comments below. I want to hear them. I want to hear your thoughts and opinion on that one, because I thought it was a bit controversial. For me personally, I would have gone with what happened today. I would rather we win it. Fuck Tottenham. We don't give a shit about Tottenham. Whether they're in the Premier League or not, they're in our back pockets. Same way Chelsea's in our back pockets, because I can't remember the last time any of those 2 London teams won a game against us. I genuinely cannot remember. You know? So, yeah, what's his name? Fernandes obviously making our midfield work. And the London Stadium was loud. It was desperate. It was hostile as well. First half there was no goals, but come the second half, Mikel Arteta makes some sub. In the first half, of course, Benjamin White picked up an injury. Zubimendi came on, and Rice dropped to the right back position. Then in second half, sub was made. I can't remember who it is that came off. I think it was Zubimendi who came off or something. Yeah, I think it was Zubimendi who came off for Calafiori, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, let me just check it quickly. Let me check those subs. We'll see. Yes, Calafiori is the one who came on in the 67th minute. Oh, sorry. 28th minute, Zubimendi came on. He came on for the injured Benjamin White, and then 67th minute he was hooked off for Mosquera on the 45th minute on the second half, beginning of second half. Mosquera is the one who came on for Zubimendi. I'm just trying to see who else. Yeah, and then obviously 67th minute, Odegaard came on along with Kai Havertz, and then Saka was given a rest. He came off on the 80th minute for Noni Madueke. But yeah, Odegaard comes on inside West Ham's penalty area. Bodies everywhere. There was chaos, you know. Every West Ham player behind the line, behind the ball, playing, getting tight, you know. And Odegaard, calmest man on the pitch. He's gotten a lot of flack. He's gotten a lot of a lot of hate recently, especially from me as well. I'm not gonna lie. I'll put my hand up and say yes. 1 second. I think the rival tears are calling me. Delicious, absolutely delicious. But yeah, he was in the penalty box. So much chaos going on. He was the calmest man in the whole stadium. He did his thing. He danced around the defenders. He shielded the ball. He waited, and he creates the tiniest gap, and then passes it to Leandro Trossard. Tees up Leandro Trossard, and Leandro Trossard does what Leandro Trossard does best. You know? Yeah. Trossardinho. First time shot, bottom right hand corner. Keeper didn't even move, and that set the precedence. You know, the London Stadium went silent. Arsenal away, and we were insane. Even us at home, bruh, I beg you, go watch my stream. I'll even edit the video so you can see where the goal, so you can specifically go for the goal and everything. You see it. I was up in arms. It was insane. Mikel Arteta did what Mikel Arteta did as well. Arms out wide, crying, celebrating like we've just won. Of course, we had just won. Little did we know we had just won. Run towards his bench, hugged everybody there, because every single person, the coaching staff deserved a hug there, because every single one of them have been really working hard this season, you know. I think I've watched it about 17 times already, and I'm still watching it. I don't even mind watching it over 1,000 times, you know, because I want it tattooed in my head. It's been so long. I need fresh new memories. It's been pain for 22 years, I tell you. But it wasn't smooth sailing. Like I said at the beginning, there was ups, there was downs, there was, you know, but there were two heart attack moments. The first one came from Fernandes himself. God knows how he managed to do it, but chests the ball, passes it to I don't know who there. He does a 1-2, tees him up, and all of a sudden, Fernandes is finding himself one-on-one with David Raya, you know? And I'm thinking, shit, this is it. Like, this is where we capitulate. This is where everything goes down the hill. But nah. David Raya was like, nah. I didn't get this golden glove for no reason. He just needed to remind us exactly who David Raya is, why he is the Premier League golden glove holder for 3 seasons in a row now. 3 seasons in a row, why he's holding it. Stretched himself nice and wide, made the goal small, made himself big, and Fernandes opened himself up. Did exactly what a striker is supposed to do. Opened himself up, opens his body up, tees himself up, gets ready to shoot. It almost looked like he was going to the far post, but nah, he decided to go to the near post. But who is David Raya? Who is David Raya but that brick wall in goal for Arsenal this season, man? Again, arms stretched out wide, legs stretched out as well, and he just, boom, saves that ball. Moment number 2, and this is where I felt like 22 years did not compare, because I felt like I aged 22 years in those however long, in those 3 minutes or however 5 minutes that the referee and the VAR took to make their decision. Because Callum Wilson bundled the ball, like he shot, and unfortunately for us, Declan Rice was in the goal. But the reason why the goal was disallowed was because a certain somebody, Pablo, his name, Pablo, had his left arm outstretched and blocking David Raya from making his save because the ball was going to come straight to David Raya's hands. Because of that, we spent a good, 3 to 5 minutes waiting for a VAR decision, and then they had to call the ref to go to the monitor, and we all know what happens whenever the ref goes to the monitor. Things usually go the way they're supposed to go, but every so often, it doesn't go right. You know what I'm saying? But on this occasion, the ref and the VAR staff in the back room, they saw the sense. They saw that Pablo had his arm around David Raya, and they called it for a foul, and we were spared blemishes because, oh my God, I was celebrating like we had already just won. Let me not lie. I was literally like, and this was in the 95th minute as well, you know? But we need to pay tribute to a few players. We need to give them their flowers. Firstly, Victor Gyökeres. Everyone said he would be a flop. Nobody said he would get more than 15 goals this season, and yet here we are. 21 goals for the season so far in all competition. Not Erling Haaland, not the most prolific striker, but when we needed him, he did his job, right? We can all agree on that, right? The other person, Declan Rice. Sir, you need to take a bow. Just get up and take a bow right now because you have been phenomenal. You have been the heart of that midfield, the engine of that midfield. If it wasn't for you, I don't know if he would have done it, if I'm being honest. Because, another person that needs his flowers, David Raya. That brick wall, like I said, like, what else do you need? 16 Premier League clean sheets this season. One-on-one save against Fernandes today to keep us in the title race, to save us the blemishes, to make sure that we're the ones who go home with the 3 points. Another set of players, Gabriel and Saliba, the centre-back pairing this season so far. You know, Castellanos barely had a touch today thanks to these two because it was, again, elite performance. I have to also mention the captain, Martin Odegaard. I know, like I said, recently I've given him a lot of slack. I've given a lot of flack as well because of his sideways passing or going backwards passing. But today he was brilliant. He was finding those through balls. He did what he needed to do. And yeah, he, especially in the box when he danced around all the defenders and did what he did, made a little bit of space for Trossard. Trossard came in, bam, made it 1-0. And of course, Trossard as well needs to be definitely up there because, let's be honest, other than Eze, I think Trossard is usually Trossard is our most clinical finisher because he scores those goals in the most unexpected times, you know. This season, we have been lucky, of course. We've got Eze, who has also produced those magical moments, those one-man brilliance, you know. But today, it was all about Trossard, who made it. And of course, the man at the wheel, Mikel Arteta, former Arsenal player, just fantastic management today. Let's have a reminder because this guy came in back in 2019 and said he would rebuild this whole team, and we would win things and we would be champions. These were his words. And every single person who doubted him, every single pundit, every single fan, every comment section, you know, the keyboard warriors, get out, smell their fresh air, touch some grass, you know. Today you get your answer. Abbott. Speaking of keyboard warriors, this one's for the haters, you know. This little section purely for you fucking haters, you know. Because we've been waiting the whole season. I thought the moment was over when we lost against Man City, but nah. This is what we love about the Premier League. This is why the Premier League is the greatest league in the fucking world. This is why the Premier League is the greatest in the fucking world, you know. Because we've had it. We've had it from all of you. From August until today. Every week on social media, in the comment sections, in WhatsApp groups, from opposition fans, from pundits, from people who just love to see Arsenal fail. Oh, Arsenal will bottle it. We didn't. City will catch them. Almost. Arteta can't win the league title, apparently. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Like I said, this season, he is the bride. And finally, for us as Arsenal fan, 22-year drought, major trophy finally ended. Finally, I know we haven't lifted up the trophy just yet, but we're this close now. We're there, basically. Mathematically speaking, we are there. You know? And then we've also got the typical Arsenal. Something will go wrong, but not today. Not today. They've only beaten small teams, you know. But don't forget, we've beaten the likes of City, you know. We've beaten Tottenham. We've beaten Chelsea, Leverkusen, Sporting Lisbon, Inter Milan, Bayern Munich as well on our way to the Champions League. And of course, last game when we beat Atletico Madrid a second time, twice? No, we drew the first leg and won the second one. Yeah. And we have actually beaten them twice, because in the knockout phase we won one and drew one, but in the group stage we won against them as well, smashed them 4-0, you know. So you know what the most beautiful part of it all is? It's not just the title, it's the way in which we won it, the style in which we won it, with quality, Gyökeres braces, Eze screamers, Saka magic, and of course, another honorable mention, that kid, the wonder kid that is Max Daumann, who is currently right now, I do believe, doing his GCSEs. Like, I believe it or not, this kid is only fucking 16 years old. Like, come on, man. Come on. 16 years old, you know. And of course, David Raya, the one-on-one saves that he's done. Saliba with his reading of play and how he's able to intercept those balls. Same as Gabriel. Mikel Arteta as well rotating. This is what a top team looks like. This is what a top manager looks like. And this, finally, glorious, beautiful moment is what it means to be the champions of England. Champions of England, you know. But we also have one eye on a certain competition, the UEFA Champions League final, 30th of May, of course. I do believe it does deserve an honorable mention as well, because if we do win that one as well, then it is a double. Again, I put out a post on YouTube, on our community post on YouTube, and I asked you guys who you would prefer in the final, in the Champions League final, if we go through. And I do believe about 64% of you chose PSG over Munich. Me personally, I would have preferred Munich because we've beaten them before, but given how they played in the first leg against PSG and how they were looking a lot stronger, so I was a bit skeptical. But PSG was probably the better option. That would be Budapest on the 30th of May. And obviously, the last team that has won a double was, of course, Manchester United. They won the Premier League and the Champions League, where they defeated Chelsea in the final back in 2007-2008 season. Man City have, of course, won the treble when they won the Champions League, the Premier League, and the FA Cup back in 22-23. And prior to all of that, Manchester United were the first team ever in England and English history to win both the Premier League and the Champions League back in the 98-99 season, in the year, you know. So, but we have hope. Even though it is PSG, there is hope. It is going to be the highest scoring team, the most prolific scoring team in the Champions League versus the strongest defense. So definitely one to look out for. We are obviously unbeaten in the Champions League so far this season. Out of 14 games, we've won 10 and drawn 4. PSG, on the other hand, Luis Enrique, what a team he's built. Let's be honest. Let's just be brutally honest. Dembele, oh my God. Hakimi, fucking hell. Vitinha, oh my God. And even, what's his name? Neves as well in midfield. Kane up front as well. But you know what? I've watched this Arsenal team be a Bayern Munich team. We've beaten Leverkusen, we've beaten Sporting, we've beaten Atletico Madrid. I've watched Gyökeres in Sporting. I've watched score against Sporting Lisbon rather. Havertz as well scoring in stoppage time in Lisbon as well. Saka scoring the semi-final goal that put us through to the final, and David Raya just making save after save after save after save. Am I afraid of PSG? No. If anything, I'm excited. I cannot fucking wait. Because that means the double is on. We can finally say it. The double is on. Guys, before I finish the stream, let's just do it again. Indubitably. Once again, I will leave you with another Leonardo DiCaprio meme. This time we're not showing off. We're not. No. We're going to be classy this time around. Lift up the glass. Cheers to every single one of you. Every one of you haters. Every one of you doubters. Those pundits who say that we couldn't be able to do it. Suck on it. Sorry. Got carried away there. But yeah, there. Guys, there you go. West Ham 0. Arsenal 1. Leandro Trossard with a goal. Martin Odegaard with a setup. David Raya. The brick wall in Arsenal's posts. The 2 posts there. 22 years wait ends today at the London Stadium. One Sunday afternoon with the most composed finish I've seen in a very long time, you know. To every single Arsenal fan watching this, wherever you are in the world, this one is for you. In fact, this one, let's enjoy some more tears. This one is for you guys. For every season that we have watched our team fall apart, the season fall apart for our team, for every typical Arsenal comment, for every heartbreak that we have endured, you know, and for every year that we have all kept our faith. We are the champions. We are the champions. Nobody's better. Okay, sorry, I'm not gonna butcher that song because I don't actually know how it goes. Let me spare you that, and obviously my my voice is not the best because I think I might be losing it a little bit. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me again. This was a post-match preview of what happened today. Premier League is basically ours. It's not quite there yet. We have not been given the trophy. It's not in our hands. It's not in our grasp yet. But depending on what happens on Wednesday, Manchester City versus Crystal Palace, the game in hand, the game that they have in hand. Hopefully, Crystal Palace, another London team, hopefully they'll do us a favor and win. Because again, Crystal Palace, again, they're also fighting for a Champions League position, you know. Oh, no, sorry, they're just above the relegation zone. But they are in the Champions League final, I do believe. Sorry, not Champions League, the Europa League final. So hopefully they'll do their thing and make sure that they do beat Man City. And if they do, then it will be official. I can't remember who it is that we played last. Let me just check that quickly for you guys. We see who... Oh, actually, we played Crystal Palace as our last game. The second last game, Burnley come to our stadium. So yeah, should be a very interesting one. But listen, if you enjoyed this video, as always, smash those like buttons. It will help push it to new viewers. Subscribe as well, as you can see on our road to 50 subs. If you want to see more Arsenal celebrations, if you're a hater and you want to see us fumble the bag, you know, there is still an opportunity for that to happen. Like I said, Champions League final, 30th of May. Make sure you're here with us. So yeah, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss, and turn on the notification bells as well so that you don't miss anything. I do watch every single Arsenal game, or I try to watch every single Arsenal game that I can. I will definitely be here for the Burnley game, the Crystal Palace game, just to watch. Hopefully we'll get a guard of honor against Burnley on the 18th. If not, then it will have to go to Crystal Palace. And then after that, we'll have our focus set on, our eyes and focus set on 30th of May, Budapest, Champions League final. So make sure you join me for that one as well. But from myself, LL Cool J, channels 2halves1ball. I am out of here.